Well, it's a big problem and a big letdown when you figure out that your whole house has to be redone, that you've got a defective house. We spent a considerable amount of time looking at different contractors to come out. The protocols were all different, and then we heard from an engineer friend of ours that Chinese Drywall Experts was working with a major home builder down in Sarasota, and to contact them, and that was Chinese Drywall Experts. And so we called them, and they were very professional. Their bid came in less than what we anticipated. They had systems established. They had checks and balances established. They had their contract drawn. They were very professional, and they made a big difference for us. Chinese Drywall Experts had an excellent system for taking everything out. They labeled every piece of defective drywall that they took out of the house where it was, documented it, so if we ever needed that for legal reasons, we had it available to us. They documented every piece of equipment in the house that was defective because of the wiring that had been eaten up by the drywall. It was just a very professional job and a very thorough job, and they did quite a job of fixing the house up. Yeah, they were very good at answering calls. If you called them, they would call back the same day, and they took care of the problems pretty much the same day or the next day. They started our remediation in January and estimated that it would take 4 months, 4 to 5 months to complete the remediation. We were back in the house by the end of April, and they did an excellent job of remediating the house. We had I mean, it looked like the same house, except that all the drywall was good now. So we have had very good experience with them. The quality of construction was excellent. You can look around the house and see that it's very well done. It was done the same way as it was before. No diminishment in the quality of work. We pretty much put it back the same way, but we had options with regard to paint. We could make differences in ceiling shapes, sizes, lighting, fans, that type of stuff, and they worked with us every bit on that. One thing that impressed us is that they had warned us in advance that the granite countertops may break when they take them off because they're very heavy. They were able to save every granite countertop, which saved us about $10,000 more than what we thought we would save. I think I mentioned before that they were very meticulous in how they took everything apart and labeled it, how many pieces of bad drywall we had, how many pieces of good drywall we had. And it was all in a notebook. Everything that had any damage to it was noted in there and given some type of a value. So we had everything we needed to take to an attorney for any legal purposes that we wanted to. They were very easy to work with. Their contract had already been established. There were a couple of minor things that our attorney wanted changed, and there was no problem in changing those with regard to the contract that we signed prior to the remediation. And everything was just followed through in a very professional manner and completed in a professional manner, as you can see. When they tore out all of the existing drywall, there was dust everywhere. This place was stripped. The only thing standing here were the wall studs and the ceiling rafters. The outside of the house you couldn't tell any different, but inside it was totally gutted. Dust everywhere. They had to come in and completely get all of that dust, and they did that by power washing everything, rinsing everything, and then blowing everything dry. So they only lost like 1 or 2 days while it was drying out. And then they treated the lumber so that any odor that was left in the lumber would not get out. It was just a very, very thorough job. They had their systems set down. They knew what they wanted to do when they came in. They did it efficiently. They documented everything. And at the end of the process, we had a notebook full of everything. We had a list of everything that they had saved to document, to show if we needed to for court purposes. It very thorough and very accurate. We had everything that we needed. The warranty was, as I remember, it was for 2 years after they finished the job. And we've had them back several times at no cost to fix minor things. We haven't had anything major go wrong. But they have followed through with exactly what they said they would do. Chinese Drywall Experts worked well with our attorney. They basically prepared all the documentation that they had and gave it to him, and they interpreted it to him in a manner that he could use then if we were to pursue the matter in court against the builder or with the class action suit. I think the company is very professional. If you've dealt with contractors much in your life, you know that things don't always turn out the way they're supposed to. People don't always follow through the way they're supposed to. But that was not the case with Chinese Drywall Experts. They followed through with everything they said they would do.